Thank you again for taking the time to come to this webinar today. We will speak about brand protection. My name is Costanza. I will just quickly introduce myself, even if maybe some of you know me already, since I am usually the person hosting this type of webinars. So I am also an analyst. I work in the Social Links Academy. And today I gathered you here because I wanted to speak a bit about brand protection and how can we use it to safeguard our corporations. I will start with some slides. And what do we usually mean with the terms brand protection? So usually we can identify the activities related to the brand protection in a strategic set of practice, tools, and technologies that aim to safeguard company brand identity, reputation, and intellectual property, especially when it comes to the digital landscape. Every company can take a huge advantage of having an analyst equipped with the right tool. And what does it involve? We have monitoring and acting against threats that are can be represented by counterfeit products that are sold online, trademark infringement, domain squatting or abusive domain registrations, phishing websites, unauthorized use of logo, brand names, and copyright contents, and also fake social media profiles or app. And those threats don't only damage a company reputation, but also directly affect both the revenue and the customer trust. Today we are here, we will see 4 cases that are concrete of application of those researches based on completely different cases of brand protection. So we will investigate disinformation campaign. We will investigate on a brand impersonation fraud, and we will investigate the selling of illegally sold products, both on social media and also of counterfeit products in the darknet. But before we go to see the cases, I would like to introduce you the very new product that we are launching in the market, named the Social Links Social Media Messenger Monitoring API. So as many of you may know, here at Social Links, we have more than 10 years of experience in monitor and gathering data from social media and messengers platforms. And now we are using this experience to identify and protect against digital risks. How? Mainly here we can see it. We can solve the most basic tasks related to collecting a complete and comprehensive data set from social networks for further analysis and risk search. This is like a task that many CTIs have still to do manually because there is a platform that cannot really cope with it. And what mainly our solution is able to do is to monitor social media messengers platform in real time to be able to detect the threats and the risk toward both brands, assets, and people. Also, we are able to detect the digital threats and the risk, also the one that are AI generated. And also we have an advanced intelligence threat detection and profiling. And for example, we can see AI-generated content and deepfake detection. Our technology is really able to detect those fake contents and giving, in advance so that the analyst has the time to react. We also are able to find the fraudulent account, analyze them to be able to identify similar contents and detect in this way long-term attacks. We also are able to make an advanced account profiling to enrich the fraudulent account informations with the hosting techniques from the internet, so the deep web and also the darknet. And the most important thing to notice, we have it here on the right. And the main thing is that this solution is fully API based. So the things that I have told you right now in the first two panels, they can be implemented on any existent CTI or DRP platform. So you can integrate those functionality in your own platform without the needing of, complex business processes, new UI to understand, and so on. Okay, so which can be the main use cases for this type of product? We have some here, like paid advertising scam, misinformation, and fake news. Also, we have fake customer support lines, fake job offerings, and so on. All of those cases are dedicated to protecting brand, people, and asset, like, for example, app, from digital threats and digital risks, including the ones that are AI generated, as I have said. It can also detect online conversation from Messenger's platform with the aim to disrupt offline businesses' operations. Also, I would like to speak a second with you before going to the cases on how our customers are currently using. Which use cases are our customers currently covering? So first one, we have monitoring of brand abuse using generative AI and deepfakes in paid advertising and social media content. It's like a scam creation that is aimed to, gather bank account data of people. We also have, for example, the manipulation of public information to disrupt the facilities of corporate, misinformation spreading. But also, we can have fake content creation of product. The most common, between us analysts is sales of corporate stolen information and the monitoring also of sales of illegal accesses to bank application for the fraud. In my opinion, as an analyst, the biggest advantage of this platform is that I can loop the detection and really investigate in one system, because I have my monitoring solution that detects the cases and inform me. And as soon as I can have something that is suspicious, I can investigate it with Crimewall in the way that I will show you now. So in case that you may be interested in our new product, you can contact my dear colleague, Anastasia. You find her email here, but you can also scan the QR code right here. Thank you so much. And now let's go to the cases. Okay, so as I said you, we have different cases on today, we will see. And I will start with one of the simplest. So in this here, I have one hashtag. And in this hashtag, I have input the keyword that I would like to investigate on. That in this case is Dieselgate scandal. As some of you may know, this hashtag is related to a scandal that involved Volkswagen, the German car producer, that basically in 2015 was accused because they found out that they have installed over their vehicles like some fraudulent application that was showing less emissions. So this became huge. They had a huge damage in their reputation. And so since they are a big and famous company, I thought that it was good to start with this case to, try to investigate this thing that happened to Volkswagen. So in this case, I will start with the hashtag. So as you know, hashtags are used to categorize contents, and we can look for them in different platforms. So we have Instagram, Telegram, TikTok, and Twitter. In this case, I want to look in Twitter because I found that is like the most appropriate platform where people may decide to go to speak about such a thing. And in this case, I keep the maximum number of results in 10. But of course, I could increase it and gather tweets up to 5K. So I have my 10 tweets here. And I can see that they are posts, and here I have just one that is a quote. But anyway, to read them, I would use the focus and go to look them in the table. So Here, I can have all my objects on the rows and all their properties in the columns. So I can see, for example, the author names, the URL, the creation date, number of likes, quotes, replies, reposts, and the text. So it's good because we can, just click here and see the text. Also, we could potentially gather more hashtags and so on. But, so if I would decide now to read all those tweets, maybe I would take like 10 minutes. But imagine if you really have 5K. So in this case, what I would like to do is not to read them, but to ask ChatGPT to help me. And in this case, I can, select them all, and I can run the ChatGPT methods. With ChatGPT integration in our system, we can mainly do 3 things. So the first one is to detect the general sentiment. So the system will read those tweets and come back to me telling me if they have a positive, negative, or neutral tone of voice. This is super helpful, for example, to identify hate speech online. Also, we can ask to the system to give us a summary. This is very useful because especially when we have contents that are not in our mother tongue, we would like maybe to translate them from English. And so we can do it with ChatGPT get summary. And also we can run ChatGPT get topics by phrase. This is my favorite because this really extracts the topics out of the post. We will see how to use it. Mainly this is super helpful because it allows us to combine the word Dieselgate scandal with some keywords. And based on those keywords, we can go deeper in some ways of the research to better investigate on the topics that we are really interested in. Okay, I think my graph needs to be in a better layout. Perfect. So as you can see here on the graph, I have the post, I have their topics, and also I can understand quickly that most of them are negative. So as you see, we have 6 arrows going to the negative, only 1 going to the positive, and only 3 to the neutral. Now, since we have understood that most of the posts are negative, I would like to focus on the topics. So to do so, to read them, I can also read them from here, but I really love the table view. So I would use it again. And so here we go again. And so as you see here, I really have all the topics contained in the post that I am analyzing. So we have vehicles, Germany, trust, technology, missions, court, and maybe I have some topics that I found very interesting and that I would like to investigate better. I want to read the post, see the comments, see who published it, and so on. So go really deeper in the investigation. So for example, here I can maybe, I would like to see something about the fines. So did they receive any fine? And also maybe about pollution. So now I gave them a color so that for me it would be easier to find them in the graph. And yeah, so one I see that is here, and to see the other one that is probably in a group, I would need to ungroup them all. And okay, so they belong to 2 different posts. Let's go. So we know that this post is about pollution and is negative. And also we know that this post is about fines and is, again, negative. So yeah, so for example, here we can read, look how much smoke diesels produce, yet it's all within our SA roads, South Africa. And yeah, so we can read the opinion of this person. Maybe we would be interested, also to understand who is this person. So we can run Twitter get author and also Twitter get details and Twitter get mentioned profiles that will give me more information about the author, the place where he publishes from, if it's shared, and the mentioned profile that we've seen in the post. So yeah, this also allows us to have 2 more hashtags on my graph. So to do this procedure that I'm explaining you is also very helpful to find the new pivot points like hashtags or profiles speaking about the theme. And so, again, I could potentially start with those hashtags and, work with them in Twitter or other platforms. In the context of the second one, yes, so here I have fines, and so Here we see that the former CEO of Volkswagen was charged. I hope to find more information or maybe one hashtag that gives me fines compensation associated to Volkswagen. But yeah, so in general, this is how I proceed when I have a corporation. This corporation has some, rumors around her. So, I try to use keywords, look for them in the most appropriate platforms in the form of hashtag or in the form of keyword. And then I try to go deeper in the topics that are mentioned in the campaign against this company. And yeah, in this way, I try to, go deeper. Okay, this was the first case. In case that you have any question or comment, just please drop in the chat. We will reserve 10 minutes at the end of the session to see them together. Okay, the second one is named, the second case that we see together today is named the brand impersonating fraud. So I mean, when a brand fake to be someone else. Here I have, this is a case based on Instagram mainly. So as you may know, on Instagram is unfortunately full of pages that sell products that in many cases they're not allowed to sell. Here we have this person. We don't know if it's a man, if it's a woman. We know nothing. We have his Instagram profile. The profile is public. And we have category, shopping and retail. Here we have his or her bio. And we have one other profile, two more profiles, which I have put on the graph to further analyze. And we can see that is followed by more than 25K people and has posted more than 27K posts. Okay, so let's start. First of all, I would like to see with you some of the posts of this person. So in this case, I will run Instagram get post by profile so that we can see together what this person is selling, how he's selling, and so on. And after having understood what he is or she is selling, we would be able, to go deeper in the investigation. Also, as it happens quite often, it's highly plausible that people that are selling something, they have their personal identifiers like phone number and email address in the profile. Because very often they have like the bottom with the written like contact me, and then you can contact through email and through phone. And that's where I have taken his email and phone. Okay, Instagram, our customer would know, is kind of one of the slowest platforms that we have. So it may be that we have 1 minute more to wait for the products. But meanwhile, I would like to take the aliases of their other two platforms and to gather his Instagram profile. Because, from here, I'm pretty sure he sells bag. And also here, we have another one that may be interesting seeing. Let me go to see in the task manager. So yeah, we are still trying to gather the post by the profile. And okay, here we have them. I was starting getting afraid. So we have the 10 posts. I will ungroup them so that we can see them. So just from here, we can see that we have jewels, we have shoes, bags, hoodies, looks like a Balenciaga hoodie, shoes and bags again. Let's now go to the table to read the description of the items. And as we can see, they have been, like most of them is from this month. So we can assume that this person is actually active in selling those products. We can also better see the pictures here. And here we have the text that we don't understand. Like me personally, I don't understand this language, but what I understand is, for example, here, the name of the logos. So we have Balenciaga, Louis Vuitton, Dior, Dior again, Louis Vuitton, Louis Vuitton. Okay, yeah. And also here I see some prices. Good, so let me maybe bookmark the Balenciaga one here. And okay, so now that we have verified what this person is doing on his social media platform, we can try, to, as we like to do, gather informations about him. So very luckily, we also had his personal data here. And so we can, start by running the investigation. I start with the emails. I love emails. And so I will start launching all my favorite methods. So social links identity search engine. I'm looking for links related to this email. And then Google reviews. I will look for emails with the same password by email. I will look for a Google ID. I will check the leaks and the stealer logs in the darknet. And also, I check Flickr, Foursquare, GitHub, Gravatar, if there is a profile registered, and also my mail and MySpace. But yeah, as I can see here, everything looks like being pretty empty. Also, yeah, here we have a Google profile, but there is absolutely nothing. No name, no face. Let me go to the task manager, where I can see that all the researches has been completed without any results. So this email is completely empty, unfortunately. But we will try also with the phone number. So again, with the phone number, I will start launching my most used methods that I have on the top. They are with a more darker star. And I will run Telegram, get profile by phone, Truecaller, get profile by phone, social links, ISA search, and also WhatsApp, get profile by phone, and the leak search in the darknet. Here I have one Truecaller record that, good, we have a location in Taiwan and an operator for East Own 1. Also, here we have WhatsApp profile and Telegram profile, but with one name. So I would bookmark this Telegram profile because it's the first time that we see a name. And luckily, we were super lucky here because we have the possibility to see for leaked information from the darknet. So how does it work? Mainly, leak data breaches happen and leak data became public out of it. So we can assume that he used this phone to register somewhere and then it gets public. So here I have the leaked informations and I can look what is inside of it. So here we have two aliases, Anson 841014, and they look like the same. And wow, here we have more email addresses. So potentially, we know that those emails are related to this phone number that is related to this alias. And yeah, so that's great. I would like to bookmark them so that I will find them in the graph. And yeah, also, yeah, here we have password. I try not to show them too much, but I would like to see what we can do with the passwords. Okay, great. So what we had from here, the most important thing I would say are the email addresses. But also a very interesting thing is that here we have another, Instagram profile of this guy, because you see it's Neil Tainan. And here it was Neil Select, Neil Official, and Neil Select Bags. But also here is interesting, is an important piece of information because we knew from Truecaller that this guy is in Taiwan, and now we have the exact city, Tainan. We can try to go deeper. So let's take those 3 emails of our guy and let's again launch all our methods. So we look for leaks, reviews. Also in this case, we use Ausent Industries. Also, we look for emails with the same password because as you have seen, the password was public. So maybe we can find more emails with the same passwords. And again, we look for leaks and then platforms in Flickr, Foursquare, GitHub, and Gravatar. Now we will have to wait a second. Okay, we are gathering the leaks. And as you can see, for example, this leak came out of here. So it means that this email and this phone number have this leak in common. As you can see, many leaks are in common. But now I would like to put them all together. Okay, so here Was a bit difficult to put them together, so we see singularly. So from this one here, we have um, one name and the source name that is coming from here. So we don't have any, relevant personal data, but we have some more here. So we have some places where this guy is registered with that we found through OSINT Industries. But the most interesting thing that I see in this graph is this one, 10 Google reviews from here. I would like to launch it again with increased number because it can be that he left more reviews. But now, yeah, let's take the reviews and go to our special map view where we are able to see reviews displayed in the map. And so, yeah, from here, it's pretty clear to understand that this guy left reviews only in Taiwan. And especially, yeah, we have a lot of them here in Taichung. So, oh, yeah, I mistakenly moved it. But yeah, we can see the text, and also we can see the text in English. Also, if we would like to know more about this guy, about, how he speaks and so on, we can go to read the reviews themselves in the table, where we will be, able to see creation date. So they are pretty actual, we can be sure that this guy was there this year. And we have keywords, location name, and the text, and also we have the text in English because Google translates it. So yeah, we can see that he fell asleep in in this place, and that in general he has a very good, he looks like he's kind. Okay, so what we were, able to find out about this guy with this quick investigation. So this guy has a lot of email addresses, also similar between each others. He has a lot of online identities, and we can see that it was quite impossible to also just one time found out his face. But a very interesting thing that we have is his locations. So we have his locations and we have an idea of the places that he visits. So from those informations, we can go ahead and try to, find him in the real life. Especially, if you are the owner of one of those brands, you would be maybe interested in stopping the phenomenon of spreading, fake items. Yeah. Okay, so this was one case related to brand impersonating fraud in social media. I hope you liked it. And now I want to go to the third one. So the third one is named Counterfeit on Social Media. So, not as we have seen, we can have like it happen every day, very often. Many people do it. Try to sell things online without having the permission to do it, In this case, we have just investigated on clothing, but we also can investigate. Now here I have technological artifacts. So this is a Facebook marketplace that sells an iPhone 6s, 64 gigabyte, and with the description says that everything is new and that there will be the guarantees. So yeah, I will take this iPhone. And yeah, so now let me go to the methods. And so let's try to understand who is the person that sells this iPhone. So first of all, we run Facebook Marketplace Get Details because the marketplace is a functionality that we support. So we have methods for it. And the first one, of course, is Get Details. Here we are able to find the profile of the person. In this case, we have a woman that sold this iPhone. I would like to look again for marketplaces items to see, is important in my opinion, because maybe this can be, the old iPhone of this person, and there is nothing bad, in trying to sell your own old iPhone. But, if we see that this person, for example, maybe sells a lot of them, or if we can see that a person maybe works in a place of technological artifacts, it can be interesting and important also to, check this. I see that you have a lot of questions in the chat. Okay, So yeah, now I'm trying to gather the other items that she has online, and then we would be able to try to investigate more about her. So, okay, we see that we have 19 in total marketplaces items. So I will want to, so first of all, if they have a location from where they get sold, which is one of my favorite marketplaces functionality, we can see that where she's trying to sell them from. So Rome. So we can assume that she is from Rome. And then if we go in the table, we can see the objects themselves. So we have phone, also maybe this is an iPad, phone. So we can see that it's quite a common activity that she is selling technological artifacts. And yeah, so we have no description and we have prices. So yeah, also we can see that this iPad almost 300 and yeah, also that, for example, this one never got sold. So, you know, a person could try to approach to see if this can get sold and so on. Okay, now that we have understood that this woman sells artifacts, technological artifacts on her Facebook profile, let's try to understand who she is. So I will take her Facebook profile and start running all the methods. So first of all, I run get details, is always the first method that I run because it gives me basic information like location, work, study, age, family members, and so on. And then I want to get albums, check-ins to understand the places where she registered, friends, groups, locations, posts, and relatives. And as we start gathering the data, we can see, for example, education here, high school in this case, university, and here we have two companies. Also here we have two locations, so we know that she is born in Maratea and she is now living in Rome. And here we have 10 check-ins, 10 places where she registered in Facebook. So potentially we can go to see them here and understand where she moves mostly. So we can really see that mainly is Rome and yeah, Maratea that we found. Okay, we also have Facebook groups, which can be interesting to analyze in case of some suspicious behavior. You can try to find some suspicious group, for example. So here they look basic, but you know, many things can look basic and hide something suspicious. So yeah, groups is a thing that in general I like to investigate on. Okay, also here we have Facebook post. So let's go to see what we have here. But yeah, mainly we can see that is updating of profile picture. Also here we have her car. We know that she took a new car in 2021. Okay, maybe this one I will bookmark. Okay, so we can see that in Facebook there are not many things. So we have two ways now. First of all, I would like to find her in another platform because, you know, maybe she is private on Facebook, but maybe she has other profiles where she is kind of more public. And so to do this, usually I use our functionality that is named search by face and name. But in this case, it can be tricky because we cannot see her face here. So what can I can do in this circumstance where I don't have a face is to, you know, create a search by face element where I am able to combine the name that I have with a picture. We saw that she changed her profile picture many times, so we will be able to gather it from there. So here I insert her name as it is in Facebook. And now I go to the Facebook post where we saw her profile pictures changed, like this one, for example. I copy the URL of the post and I paste it in my search by face element. In this way, I have a search by face element containing both a face and a name. And, you know, from here, I can look for her in the other platforms. So in this case, I will run the script so that the system looks in all the platforms together, but I also want to explain you which platforms we have. So we have the ability to do it to search in Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter, VK, Xing, and YouTube. Let me explain how this functionality works. So mainly, we have this name, and the procedure that we do is basically going to each of the platforms. So Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and so on, and type in this name. But like she also has quite a common name, so it can be that there are many people with the same name. So in this case, it's important that we put the URL of the profile picture because we use her face as a filter, so that we don't find all the Gloria Brandi, but we only find the people with the corresponding name and with a profile picture that has the same face features. In this case, for example, we see that her face here is different, like the image is different, but the face is the same. Even if here it's a bit covered with hair, the system is able to recognize. And so, for example, here I have the Twitter profile of Gloria. And here I have a little number that tells me 72. So 72 is the percentage of probability that those two faces belong to the same person. This is our own AI. It's very precise. I like it a lot. And it also helps me to quickly gather the digital footprint of the people. And also here I have Instagram. So Instagram we see is the same. So we have 98% probability. And also here, great, we have LinkedIn with a 76% probability. So very good. From LinkedIn, we can try to gather to understand from where she works. So in this case, we run LinkedIn get details to get on the graph displayed her, all her working experiences. And yeah, in this case, we have 9 companies here. Let's go to see what they do. So yeah, we have schools, same schools that we found in Facebook, so this information is current. And here we have several companies, including here we have a jewelry company and other companies that I don't really know what they do. But it would be, interesting to go inside of them and understand if they can somehow be connected with the technological artifacts that she's selling. Okay, I will maybe bookmark the jewelry thing. That is the one that looks more different from the other ones. Okay, so now, as per now, we were able to gather her social media profiles, to understand what she does, to understand what she likes, and to, know where she's from, know that she's married, know that she has an Audi car. But yeah, I would like, we really need to understand if she's also doing something suspicious. And usually this suspicious something we can understand through the leaks. So, leaked content can show us something that people usually don't share on social media. So this one, so in this case, we use both social links identity search engine and the darknet. And so here I have 3 leaks coming from Facebook. This means that, Facebook got breached, this profile got breached, and we have some available informations. We also can see her profile picture. And inside of those information, I have another company, another alias, and very good. Here I have one email. I have gender, ID, name, phone number, also great. And here we have the sources. So yeah, mainly they are Facebook leaks. And yeah, so now let's go. Let's take the phone number on the graph and analyze it, and also the email, so that we can see maybe she was registered to some suspicious website, maybe she has some, other identities, and so on. So we take the phone, I will insert plus here, and I take the email, from here. So in the context of the phone, I look for the platforms in Telegram, Truecaller, ISA, WhatsApp, and Darknet leaks. And with the email, what I do is again, leaks, reviews, OSINT Industries, emails with the same password, and leaks and stealer logs. So here, just maybe a second, since we are analyzing two things in the same moment. But yeah, so what we can see from the phone number, we have, again, the Facebook profile. We have a Truecaller record that gives me another email. And we have WhatsApp and Telegram profile with a picture also. So now we have this email. I bookmark it. And then, yeah, let's go to the first email that we had. So here is a quite interesting. So here we see that she has two more emails that have the same password. One is named Marissa. So this can be very interesting in my opinion. We also have some leaked informations also containing the passwords. And yeah, in the leaks, I can again find another alias, names, Facebook ID, where the source was from. And yeah, also we see here the source name and the password. So potentially, you know, we can try to look for her by password. So yeah, this was just an example on, you know, how it's possible to start just with an announcement of a product and to really gather a lot of information about the person who is trying to sell it. Okay, I would love to, you know, go ahead and show you something more containing those three more emails that we found. But we don't have a lot of time. I have the last case to show you, which is quite interesting. So until now, we stayed mainly on, you know, the social media. But I also have a darknet case that I would like to show you because I think it can be very important for brand protection. So here I have a darknet user. This darknet user is named the top t-shirt. And here we can read that he sells, you know, clothings and that all our products are replicas. So please stop asking if they are genuine, they are copies. And they have, here we have the list of the brand and, you know, everything. So this guy, we can be quite sure that he's selling counterfeit stuff on the darknet. Okay, let's go to check. So the first thing that I would like to do is to put his products on the graph. So to really check what he is selling. I can see it here. And yeah, so we have sizes, we have name of things, we have Versace, Gucci, Versace again, and Gucci shoes, also prices, and yeah, so URLs. So yeah, so those are the products. And now again, let's try to de-anonymize this guy. So here we have the profile, and the first thing that we do when we try to de-anonymize a person from the darknet is to try to see if there is an email by PGP key forum user. And luckily, we can see that there is, so we were lucky enough for him to, you know, forget his email. And now let's try, without too many hopes, to find things in this email. So again, I will run my favorite methods. And so look in the platforms. Yeah. Yeah, so here we see that he has 4 emails with the same password. And we can see them here, but mainly, you know, in this case, I would like to see what is the password, because this can be tricky, you know, because people may have the same password. So imagine if this was his password, it can be pretty, you know, difficult to, you know, it can be that there are many people with the same password. Here we have a very interesting thing, but I would like to see it in 1 minute. Okay, so here we have some informations, and including a Twitter profile. But, you know, we don't have any phone number, IP address. We have the Twitter profile. So let's try to investigate deeper the Twitter profile by running get details and see maybe there is a profile picture. And yeah. Also here we have some aliases that, for example, we can see if they ever got leaked. But yeah, here we can see that the profile looks to be pretty empty. We only have one following, and it has been created like 12 years ago. So yeah, yeah, this looks like a bit of a, close road. We would, we can try to look for this alias in other places. But I wanted to focus on this social link, SLISA link. So here we have, it looks empty, but there is a very important information. So we have an ID, just a number, the email itself, and we have source, MySpace. So this means that there is a leak from MySpace. So this means that this email was used to register in MySpace. And MySpace, that's a super old platform. No one thinks to use MySpace anymore. But, sometimes the peculiarity of an awesome job is really the one to look where no one looks and to find that small detail that allow you to go ahead with investigation. So in this case, we know that there is a leak from MySpace. And so there is also a MySpace profile. And this is great, because we know that this guy used this email from 2012. So it can be that it's a very old error. But yeah, he put or she put another email here, pipor22@hotmail.com topper. Also, his other email is top, so we can think they are together. So I can't wait to analyze this email, honestly. Yeah, so let's go again with the hope to find maybe a name. And we run ISA, Google reviews, leaks again. And then we try to look in Flickr, Foursquare, GitHub. I think, no, you know better than me where I usually look for in the context of emails. And yeah, we are still waiting for the Google reviews. Sorry, I was mistaken and I forgot to take away the keyword. I'm very sorry. Okay, let's go again with the correct one this time. We run social links ISA, okay, now we have them. Passwords, Google ID, leaks, Steeler logs, and Flickr, Foursquare, and GitHub, and also MySpace. And yeah, so let me change the view as soon as it's finishing gathering the data. So what we can see from our guy here is that we have three leaked informations. And in this case, this is very important in my opinion. We can see that the password is Pina63046. So, it's not like 123, 123 as before. So it's more difficult, that the person has this same password. And also here we were able to find 3 emails with the same password, And so also from here, we can try to understand who this guy is. Usually I don't rely 100% on this thing of the password. I make this example, me, I'm Italian. In Italy, we have huge football culture. So it can be that a person has as a password the name of his favorite football club, favorite football player. And so, in this case, I'm always super careful because maybe the same password is shared by more people and there is nothing wrong in it. But in this case, we know that the password is quite, is a name plus a date with more numbers. And yeah, so from here, we find some other other emails with the same password. And here we finally have a name. We can go in the table and better check. So we have a city here, and in the same leak, a location, a name, and a phone number. So yeah, we could potentially, go ahead, take the phone number, find the Telegram profile, and so on. But I really would like to save the last 8 minutes for the questions. And but yeah, this is a case that this is my favorite, so that's why I left for last one, because really a very extremely small details related to a small leak that looks like nothing really gave us the right email address that this person uses, and that was able to connect us through kind of unique password to the personal email addresses that this guy uses. And yeah, so I hope you liked the cases, and I would like to read your questions. Okay, I really needed some water after 1 hour speaking. So let's go to the chat. Okay. Is there any way to get all... Okay, I will start reading. Is there any way to get all the social media profiles? Ah, okay, I see my colleague is answering. Perfect.
We have an impersonation case.
I see. Hi, Nastya.
Hello.
Okay, there are technical questions. Okay, I see one question related to passwords. I would like to explain how the password thing works because I know it can be look shady. So when we have a data breach that can happen to any website, some informations that a person put into the website. Let's imagine service food delivery. You put in your name, your phone number, your email, and your address because they are supposed to be private, to stay only for the delivery service. But the delivery service gets breached. And so the delivery service, now the data that you put in became public. Between those data also there can be the password. And so, the password became public through the leak. So of course we don't crack anything, we don't steal anything. The password is just available in the darknet as the other informations are available, like the email, the phone number, address, and so on. So I hope this answered your question. Hi, why is it some of the posts might not show a URL for Facebook or Twitter? Is there any particular case that I showed where you didn't see any URL or link coming from a post? Because usually everything that come on the graph has displayed the URL, author name, author URL, date. As you see, we really display all the informations. But yeah, if you can be more, explain better, I would be happy to answer better if I can. And okay, yeah, I don't see any more question. Don't be shy. If you have any question, you can drop it. Otherwise, I would just close the webinar. Thank you so much for everyone that has joined, has taken their time to come here today. Okay. No, sometimes it provides ID number. You're not shy. Good. Sometimes provide ID number, but not the URL of the post. Not from your demo, but from our use. Okay, you are customer. Okay. I think you can redirect your question to support. Usually, there should always be URL since it's all real-time information. And hello, do you need input our Twitter, Facebook account? Okay, so for the trial, you have the email here in the chat. And and do we need input our Twitter, Facebook? No, okay, now it's clear. You don't need to input your Twitter or Facebook account. You are doing everything through API, so no access in any platform is required to perform this type of investigation. And here we have, money and prices questions. As you see me, I'm a very technical person, so usually I always have a colleague with me that speaks about money. But if you will write, I can also type you here the email. You can write to my colleagues and they would be happy to give you all the informations money related that me, unfortunately, I cannot give you. Okay, you cannot see the email. I have put it here. Okay, Also, I will put you again the mail of Anastasia in case that you want to try the API product. Is extremely cool.
You can actually share the slide because there is a QR code that opens the email that has the pre-built text.
Mm-hmm.
You can just
Yeah.
the slide, and anyone who has the mobile phone with you, you can just mail me. Yeah. So you can scan it and there will be a text. You can just mail me.
Okay,
This
thank you
once
so
again
much.
for this once again for monitoring social media API.
Okay. Time is over. Thank you so much. Another question. Can you share us the webinar? Yes, the webinar will come to your email, I think between, like in the next days, so you can watch it again. Thank you so much for coming and have a great one.